So I've worked for numerous companies that I was working remotely for them, lots of them, and even till now, I have a few companies that I still work for them remotely. Now, I love these remote jobs for some reasons. Number one is the fact that it allows you that freedom. You wake up on a Monday morning, you choose whether you want to work or you want to go out or you want to stay in bed and still work on your computer. As far as you have your internet, you have your computer, you are always at work. All right. So the freedom that it gives you, that is the number one reason why I like remote jobs. The second reason is the money. If a remote job is even paying $500 or $400 a month, if you bring that to your home country's currency, definitely it will be a good amount of money that you would not even get if you were doing the same level of work for that for a company in that particular home country where you live. So I feel that remote jobs also actually pay very well compared to a local physical job that will need you to be present all the time in the office. The final thing is the growth. Because you're working remotely, you are working with a team, you are learning new things, you also have the liberty to be able to spend more time improving yourself by acquiring new knowledge and then learning other things as well. Because just like ordinary jobs where you have to spend time commuting to work back and forth, with remote jobs, you have to learn new things to be able to adapt to the work strategies and everything else that comes with that particular remote job. So we will be taking remote job as a topic. I'll be talking about all the relevant things you need to know about remote jobs, and I'll be taking you through a step-by-step procedure on how you can actually land a remote job. We'll be looking at all the relevant areas you need to consider if you want to have your first remote job. We'll be starting with assessment, as in assessing ourselves to know the skills that we possess. If we don't have any skills, I'll be sharing a few skills that you can actually acquire in a very short space that will allow you to qualify for a remote job. We'll also look at researching of companies, how you can research companies, and then various job roles that you can actually apply for. Job roles that are very easy for them to actually employ a remote personnel. All right. Then we'll be looking at how we can optimize our online presence. Some of the very critical things most of these companies that are going to employ you will look out for in your online presence. All right. Then we'll also be looking at how to tailor make your cover letter to make sure that it fits a remote job application. Trust me, applying for a remote job is completely different from applying for a physical job. Because if you're applying for a remote job, companies want to know your experience, not just in the field you're applying for, but your experience in working as a remote worker. Okay. So you have to make sure that your CV, your cover letter, well, reflect the fact that you have experience. Because if a company is employing you for a remote job, they are not really looking so much into your skill set. They are looking at your reliability. Because one, they don't know you from anywhere. They are only employing you remotely by what they see in a video or in a picture. That is all. So they are looking critically at your reliability. Whether you are reliable, they can get access to you anytime that they want. All right. Or anytime that they need you to deliver something, you'll be able to deliver in a very timely manner. So that is one thing they are looking for. So our cover letter and then our CV must reflect these qualities. Number one is reliability. Then we'll also be looking at how we can prepare ourselves for remote job interviews. Because once you apply for a remote job, the next step is the interview. If you are not able to get through interview, definitely you'll not get the job. All right. Then we are going to look at some remote job tools that we need to familiarize ourselves with. Because if you want to apply, even before you apply, you need to let them know some of the remote job tools that you are conversant with. Okay. Some of the very important remote job tools for communication, for collaboration that you know very well about, so that they will be convinced enough. Like I mentioned, not just your skill sets, not just what you can do, but how reliable, how efficient your contribution will be to the company or the team that you're going to work with. Okay. Then we are going to look at the financial aspect, how we can negotiate salaries, factors to consider to be able to name your price as far as salaries are concerned. Then we'll look at the final thing, that is the challenges. Okay. One of the challenges you will encounter during your application process. Okay. The things you may face during your interview process, and every single thing you need to know as far as applying for that remote job is concerned. There are several hundreds of thousands of remote jobs online. These are not online tasks I'm talking about. These are real companies you can actually pitch to work for. And if they employ you, you know you have a full-time or a part-time job that is reliable. You can wake up every day to a job that you're going to do and get paid at the end of the month. So I'll be doing a detailed video for part 1, part 2, all the way to part 5, so that I can take my time and walk you through a step-by-step process of the things I will do if I were the one applying for a remote job now at this point in time. Okay, if I intend to apply for a new remote job, okay, how I will go by it. So part 1, part 2, part 3, all the way through to part 5. And then the final bonus, we are going to look at the continuous learning and development process. Okay, what you have to do, it has to also be in your CV. The companies also want to know what you intend to learn after you are even accepted as an employee, what you intend to do, some of the certification you intend to acquire as far as your job application is concerned. All right. So we are going to look at all of those factors. So in 5 chapters or in 5 different videos, we will break down the entire procedure so that you can be able to follow suit and then apply for your remote job. I will do an in-depth research and bring out as much companies as I can who have some of these vacancies, as much companies as I can to be able to give you more room for you to also apply and then get these remote jobs as well. Finding a physical job is difficult. And if you love content about internet businesses, I will urge you to drop your comments, any question you may have, and also follow this page for more content like this.